Censored Voices is a film about soldiers coming back from the '67 war. It was a war that really changed Israel. It started up as a threat. People felt it's going to be a second Holocaust in Israel, and that the country is going to be wiped out. And 6 days later, they're coming back home after this crazy victory. Israel tripled its size. We conquered Jerusalem, the West Bank, Sinai, the Golan Heights. And instead of feeling uplifted and victorious, they feel broken. And basically they are speaking to this tape recorder and saying the things that are most painful and secret from the bottom of their hearts, and showing the ugliness of this war and predicting a very dark future. But their voices were censored. 70% of the recordings were censored by the army at the time. And now, 50 years later, we are hearing them for the first time. And it's not only voices that are these specific soldiers that we didn't hear. We didn't hear this whole narrative. I was brought up in high school being taught that the '67 wars was this utopic war, this euphoric war. But a few years later came the Yom Kippur War, and that was a much more difficult battle. And I was taught that you must never be euphoric, you must be prepared. And that is all I was taught about the 6-day war. No one talked to us as students about the pain, about the suffering, about occupying land, about deporting people from their homes. And no one said that the soldiers felt something. Everybody just was happy. So this whole narrative is something new to us. More, my partner in life, she is the director of the film. And she studied her second degree in history, and they were taught about the book, and she was not even aware that this book existed, because our generation don't know about this book. This book was a bestseller back in the 60s, 70s, and in the 80s it just got lost from the Israeli culture. And really we were brought up with no knowledge that there was such a book. And then she discovered that the book was 70% of it was censored. And then she discovered that these talks, these conversations were actually recorded on audio tapes. So she came back home and told me, I know what my next movie is, this is it. And then she started chasing after Avraham Shapira, which was at first very skeptical. He said, look, these conversations are very dangerous, I don't want them just leaking out and becoming this short television reportage which someone says, look, we did war crimes and that's it. There's something much deeper in these conversations. And it took her about half a year to convince him, and they became best friends. And he really trusted her, and he said, okay, I want nothing to do with the editorial of the film, it's all on you. You have carte blanche, and just go do a great movie. And it was really a success for us that he and Amos Oz feel so powerfully about this movie, and they love it. I think they both think it's such an important film. So we are happy that we not only could have told our story, but also their story.